We are heading to 2025, and we want today to look on the brooding 101. We want to see on what every beginner should do so that he or she may be able to succeed in poultry farming. Very many people who want to venture into poultry farming, they don't know which poultry farming they want to venture in. But today I want to dissect brooding in a manner so that you may be able to understand how to start and run a successful poultry farm without a struggle. I have seen very many beginners tell me they want to start poultry farming, but they want to start with a commercial layer poultry farming, not knowing in commercial layer poultry farming, the profits are very minimal. In commercial layer poultry farming, you get a lot of money if you are able to invest in tunes of thousands. And I am reflecting on my journey where I started with brooding of chicks, which made me to grow tremendously over the period of 8 years. So farmers, let's stick here so that we may be able to learn this on this video, and we learn why brooding is the best place which you can start if you are a beginner or you have been gambling in your poultry farming, so that you may be able to scale and grow. Don't make any investment mistake. When I learn something from NEO-HEN farms, I am here to ensure that you succeed in poultry farming and be able to implement the right thing in your poultry farm. My name is Lenson Mumo. I am the founder of NEO-HEN Farms Enterprise Limited, and I provide you with SASO F1 chicks. And I do not only provide you with quality F1 chicks, I will ensure that you get the necessary knowledge so that you may be able to go step by step out to the market. My numbers are always on the bio. Make sure you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you may be able to get the videos and the teachings each and every time, so that you may be able to do the right thing in your poultry farm. We want to look on the most crucial parts. Number one, why is brooding crucial? Brooding is the foundation of every poultry farm. After you have identified the correct breed, then now we have now to take it to the brooder stage, which is the initial stage. And you realize anything which has ever been established on earth without a solid foundation has never succeeded. That's why brooding, you need to understand how it is carried from one step to the other, so that you may be able to do the right thing. So brooding is very much crucial and is very much underrated by very many farmers. Very many farmers are just looking on like what you will see behind. They look at the mature chicken, but they don't understand the process which this chicken have undergone out of the time they reach to this level. I will be working with you in my brooders so that we may be able to see what normally happens. And in this topic, we want to start by looking on why is brooding important. Number two, we want to look on the preparations which you need to carry before you do your brooding exercise, because that is what is important. If you don't do some preparations, if you don't have a work plan on how you are going to carry your brooding, you may end up losing your hard-earned money because you have done the wrong thing. I have seen this with farmers, and I don't want you to be like those farmers who have done the same. I have been able to breed my mother stock, which you are able to see in this breeder farm, to the time they have given me the eggs. I have around 4,000. You can see all the way from this cubicle to the other cubicle over the other side. They are around 4 cubicles. I have been able to start my brooding journey and be able to brood thousands and thousands of birds. At the time I reached to 10,000 birds, and I was able now to start breeding in my own parent stock so that I may be able to provide you with quality chicks. I'm just heading now to the brooders so that we may be able to see practically these preparations which you need so that you may be able to succeed in your poultry farming journey. This is just a ladder I just made, but it's not a good one. I have fallen very many times, but it's a learning process. What you do, because it's a part of the poultry farming learning, I am planning to extend these iron sheets with a 2-meter iron sheet so that water may not be pouring here. What normally happens when it rains, water falls on this ladder, then sometimes it may flow now to my mother stock, which is giving me headache, which gives me headache. But it's a learning curve. So don't be a perfectionist. If you make mistakes like me, I have made some mistakes in this poultry farming journey, and I have been able now to implement them slowly by slowly. This is my manure, which I also provide to you so that you may be able to do organic farming. If you have this manure, you don't need to add any fertilizer in your farming. You just need this manure alone and you will be able to have great harvest. So let's look on the preparations. I have talked to you about wood shavings for the longest period. This is now what we call now the wood shavings in brooding. This is what we normally use, the big particles. This is what you normally use. Don't make a mistake of using sawdust. This is what I normally imply as the wood shavings. Make sure you have it and you have it in the right manner. I have plenty here so that when I remain with some birds, when I'm doing my deliveries, it is already here. I don't need to go and buy. I just take it, prepare a brooder very fast, then I brood the birds so that I may also, if you are not able to brood, I may be able to provide you with brooded birds. I also have ready charcoal here, which I also use, which I shall show you how to use it and how to regulate brooder temperature in brooding. So in preparation, I just want to give you an overview. Allow me to get into this brooder so that you may be able to get an overview of what normally happens in the real poultry farm. This cock is fighting me. I don't know. It's very aggressive. I cannot feed you and then you fight me. Next time I will eat you. I'll make sure I eat this one during this Christmas so that it may not fight me. Just see how it has done to me. It's just fighting me because I'm invading the territory, but I'm the one who is giving them the gas, so I cannot come again and take the gas from them. Allow me now to start from the most basic part in pre-brooding preparation. The first thing you need to do when you are brooding your birds is preparation of a brooder. And this is what we normally call a brooder. This is normally a normal plywood. The plywood is normally 4 feet by 8 feet. What I normally do, I take the plywood, then I normally cut it longitudinally, then I will get 2 pieces of this side of 2 feet. As you can see this, from this part to the ground is around 2 feet. Then the next thing I normally buy is a U-nail, this one, which assists me now in joining making a circular or an oval brooder. You don't need to have a circular brooder. You may have an oval like the one you are seeing in this brooder. You can also use binding wire to conjoin these plywood. You can buy binding wire, then you will use it now in joining these plywood. So the first step, make sure you have bought the wood shavings, which I have shown you. Then you already have the plywood, which you are going to use now to prepare either an oval brooder, as you can see this is a oval one, or a circular brooder. You may have a perfect circle, but in this case it's not necessary. What we do, we just avoid to have sharp corners in the brooding so that we may not do the wrong thing. The birds may not be able to go to the round, to the sharp corners. Then they will be able now to crowd there and they will kill each other during the brooding. So the main essence of having a circular brooder is to ensure that the birds don't go in the same corner, then they kill each other. So we are just ensuring if they run in this corner, they will find is a blunt corner, so they cannot kill each other at that corner. If they run on the other side, they cannot kill any of them. So that is the most basic part. You can see this is another brooder I have here. Let me open this one. I use a nail here. You don't need that to invest a lot of money in building a fancy house. These are just animals. The only thing you need to do is biosecurity to ensure you do it in the right manner. So this is the second brooder you can see here. You can see it's also oval. I see all my brooders are oval. You can see the other brooder here. It is also oval. So the essence is to make sure it is well carved, to have some curves or some make sure it does not have any sharp corners so that you may be able to do the right thing. The next thing I want us to observe on this brooding is the issue to do with temperature and the lighting. If you are able to see on this brooder, let me get inside. If you are able to see, this is my lighting system. I normally use the solar. My breeder farm is in India. This is now the lighting system. And the next, the issue to have a lighting system during these early stages is to ensure the brooder is well lit, the chicks are able to see the food, they are able to see water, and they are able to consume it in the right manner. So, the first thing, make sure you have light, day and night. Now it's during the day, I'm using the natural light, the sun, so that the birds may be able to access the food and see the food. So, ensure that you have some good light. The next thing is the heat source. You can use this is what we normally call the brooder pot, or this is also a brooder pot. You can use now the brooder jiko, and today I want to show you practically so that you may not be able to guess. I think this one is on. You can see there is some fire inside, so I'm not able to touch it. It's very hot. So this one from 4 a.m. it has been light, and the bars you can see the brooder temperature is okay. So you can use this brooder jiko now in your poultry farm. It normally has an umbrella which we normally cover it during the night so that the heat temperature might be able to be covered and is equally distributed now to the chicks so that they may not be able now to crowd together and kill each other. Then you will run at a loss as a farmer. So make sure you have enough heat source. You can see how I have equally distributed. At distance, you can see the interval is around 3 meters. From one heat source to another one, 3 meters. From that one to the other one, 3 meters. And you can see certain pattern. Food, there is food and some water in between to ensure that the birds get access to clean water, and the food, they can be able to get access to food. So this is now the most crucial part, which very many farmers make a mistake. Very many people, because they want to sell to you the chicks, what they normally tell you, they will tell you this one brooder, the brooder jiko, this one you can see here, it is able to brood over 1,500 birds. And the thing I don't like about these people who make these cells, they lie to you so that you may be able to buy just that one brooder jiko, then you'll be able to run at a loss. You can see by yourself, this is just around 2,000 birds. How many brooder posts you can see in this brooder, and how many jikos you can see. You can see there are 3, 1, 2, 3. So don't be lied by somebody who tells you you just need one brooder jiko which will brood 1,500. What will normally happen? It will mean the brooder temperature will not be okay. Then the birds will be coming together and huddling together. Then they will start killing each other. Then you'll be able to lose all your birds. Then you run at a loss. I have seen it in very many farmers where the brooder temperature is very low, and then it leads now to the death of birds. I have seen some people tell you, you need a thermometer in the brooder. As you can see here, I don't have any thermometer. There is no thermometer here. I'm using the traditional method which can be implemented by the person who is in the interior part of Kenya and be able to do the brooding. This is solar power, and this is just the normal charcoal which I'm using on this brooder pot and brooder jikos. So I want to show you something which you must observe during now this brooding stage. I don't know why this chicken now came here. You can see it's limping. I got it from down there. Then it just came, and now it starts to invade now on the young chicks. This is how you normally check your brooder temperature. When you see the birds are dispersed like all over, as you can see on this brooder, it means the brooder temperature is at optimal. You don't need to measure. You just need to use your eyes. You look on there. Are the birds happy? Are the birds are dispersed all over? If they are dispersed all over like this, it means the brooder temperature is optimum. So you don't need to adjust the brooder temperature. You need now to leave it like that. If you see now the birds, they are coming now near the source of it. You realize like we have like 500 birds now coming near this jiko. It means the brooder temperature is very low, and what you need to do is to increase the brooder temperature either by adding more brooder jikos or adding more brooder pots, which will make you now be able now to prevent now the birds from stampeding and killing each other. What kills birds during the brooder stage is not the major things. It's just the minor things which farmers ignore and they are not able to implement in their farm. So you don't need a thermometer here. Just use your eyes and be able to observe, then you'll be able to adjust. There are very many things people don't know. I want to show you by demonstration. Let me say, oh, there is fire here. I cannot touch. It is already hot. But don't leave it open like this. It's risky. Some birds, you can see like those one, if it is left open, they may jump inside and get hurt. I don't know why my boys did not cover the pots, and also this is a brooder jiko. It's very risky. You may realize some birds are jumping and they also come to this brooder jiko, which will make them, definitely you'll just hear a smell of nyama choma when you leave now this open, and the chick will have died, and that is a loss to you as a farmer. Let me demonstrate using this pot on now to regulate the heat temperature. What normally happens, you can see inside this brooder pot, we have some wood, we have some ash which is left there. In the evening, they will not remove the ash. They will just add some charcoal. Then, after you add some charcoal, then it will light to be bright red. It will be red hot. That is the right term. It will be red hot. When it will be red hot and you see the birds are running away from this brooder pot, what you do, you take now the wood ash, you cover the charcoal now. That is how you normally reduce the brooder temperature. How to add the brooder temperature? Don't cover the charcoal with wood ash when you see now the temperature is at optimum. The same concept applies now when you use now the brooder jiko. You also cover the same with wood ash, so that it may reduce the brooder temperature. The way we used to do when we are doing it during our young stages. You remember in the village, I am a village boy. I was brought in a village. So what my parents used to do, they used to cover now the fire using now this wood ash, so that tomorrow we may not use matchstick, we may continue using the fire. They have never bought a matchstick for the longest period. They just used now the traditional method of covering. So you use it here. I think now the effect of me living with my grandmother and my mother and also my father affected me now to this time. That's why even when I was sourcing for land to come and invest, I never went to the plots which are hyped. They are sold at a very high price. I came down to the village, so because I knew exactly what I wanted, and I knew what I need to implement in my brooding, so that I may be able to do the right thing. So this eating and brooding, I have not been able to discuss it in details. That's why I've decided today I give you details in detail, so that you may be able to understand. The next aspect we look in brooding, we look on the feeding and the hydration. Feeding and the hydration. One thing you normally realize, feeding alone takes around 80% of the total investment. For example, you want to invest 100,000. 80,000 should strictly go to feeding of the birds. Then 20,000 will go now to purchasing of the birds. If you want to keep them up to maturity. That is what normally happens. And there is no doubt we cannot go against it. That's what normally happens. So you make sure you buy quality feeds which your birds can consume. And I've forgotten something. I'm just returning there so that I may be able to show you. I use chick mash. What you normally do during this stage, make sure you feed your birds very well. Make sure the feeders are full, always. You can see I'm using now during brooding, I use these plastic trays. This is a plastic tray which you can get now in the supermarket or anywhere to brood your birds. You have your chick mash here, or you can use chick starter crumbs from good companies. You can also use this kind of tray to feed your birds. But as they grow, you realize now I have started introducing now the feeders. Now they will consume from the feeders. The one thing you need to ensure that there is clean water 24 hours. You can see there is a lot of water. Hydration is very much important. The more they consume the food and they take more water, the faster they grow. So give them plenty of food, especially in the first 2 to 3 weeks. Give them a lot of food so that they may be able to grow faster and give you money. You cannot believe these chicks are at day 11 and you can see how big they have grown. This is what we normally supply to you farmers, so that you may be able to do the right thing and be able to succeed. So have enough food in the brooder and make sure you have enough water mixed with multivitamins, so that you may be able to do the same. I'll do a video on the multivitamins because there are very many in the market which you can use, I'll do a separate video so that you may be able to understand the multivitamins a bit by bit in the brooding 102. We know this topic today, we are looking on the brooding 101. On the brooding 102, we'll be looking on the preparations in details so that you may be able to analyze the best multivitamins in the market, how they perform, and we'll be able to test them each and every one. By the grace of God, I have been able to test like thousands and thousands of multivitamins, so I know the best, which according to me, that is according to NEO-HEN. That is according to me. I have tested many and I have been able now to implement them in this breeder farm. So I will be able to do a video on the same. So ensure that there is enough food, quality feed, not just food. There is enough quality feed and there is enough clean water. Another thing you need to be able to implement in your brooding so that you may be able to succeed is the issue to do with disease prevention and disease control. And this comes now with the kind of house you have, the level of biosecurity you implement in your poultry farm, and the knowledge you have about disease prevention. But one thing I want to tell you, you can prevent diseases organically or naturally in your poultry farm without using any antibiotic, or if you use any antibiotic, you use it in a small proportion. So you can be able to implement the same in your poultry farm. I want to start with housing. You can look on this kind of house I have here. It is well ventilated. I normally raise these tablons each and every day so that the birds may get clean air moving inside that the eastern side to the western side, so that the birds are able to get clean air. And also this ensures now the beddings are very dry, as you can see. So there is no point I can get diseases now coming and affecting this bird. The other thing is the issue to do with the biosecurity. Do you disinfect while getting in the birds? What I normally do, I have special shoes at different destinations, which I use now to get in the brooder so that I may not bring some disease using the shoes I was walking with them outside. I have to use different shoes when I'm getting here. And I make sure they are disinfected and that are washed. The rule is, in fact, if somebody wants to interact with your birds, should not interact with any other birds 48 hours before interact with your birds. That's the rule. So biosecurity, the use of foot baths, disinfectants, disinfecting is very much crucial in your poultry farm. So make sure you implement it and be able to do. I'll do very detailed videos about biosecurity and diseases and how you can prevent these diseases in your poultry farm. But you can prevent them by having a good house, making sure the wood shavings are very dry, making sure the brooder is very much spacious, the birds are able to run the way they want, they are able to interact with the heat, with the water, with the fish very well, they are able to see everything in a clear manner. You can be able to implement the same in your poultry farm and you'll be able to learn very well. The common mistakes very many farmers make during this brooding stage, you normally realize majority of them leave these they have drinkers which pour water on the wood shavings. Then what normally happens, the wood shavings will be a breeding place for diseases. Then what normally happens, the chicken will get sick. Then you realize after the chicken gets sick, they will die and they will be out of market in a very perfect manner. So if you are a beginner or you are a person who is thinking of expanding a poultry farm, you can be able now to see this and be able to implement the same in your poultry farm and be able to succeed in whatever you do in your poultry farming. I am your #1 plug of quality F1 Sasso chicks. I'll be able to supply you at 0717213083. I supply at wholesale prices, a day old at 95. The big chicks like this one, I will sell you this one at only 170 shillings. They have already been brooded. They have already been taken care of by an expert. So you get the right thing. And I will not leave you. I will make sure I walk with you the poultry farming journey by making sure I guide you and ensure you get the knowledge or not take care of them all the time you are going to get to the market. So give me an order and I shall deliver to where you are. I want to appreciate you so much, my farmers, for always keeping in touch and always moving with me so that you may be able to succeed and do the right thing in poultry farming. I want to appreciate you guys. See you in the next video. Continue liking and subscribing. Thank you so much.